Hello, and welcome back to my complete Let's Play of Anno 117 Pax Romana. Now, we're back in Latium, but only for a moment. We had just established our first settlement in Albion, and established all the way up to our Brooches production and nobles all in one episode. So that was pretty dang productive, but I wanted to touch back here on the home island in Latium, because we need to establish our first trade route between the provinces, and what that will require is an additional ship. So I want to go over here to our second island and build us a new ship. So that's all queued up, and for this one actually we'll keep it here in Latium. I'll go ahead and press play, and with this spare trireme, this is a warship, but we are going to use it to transfer a little bit of resources. Now, I want to bring some additional olive oil in order to tide us over while we set up Amphorae. I think this is going to take a little bit longer than I initially expected, so I want to send this up. And I don't think we'll need anything else. Maybe some wine, actually, especially now since we have the noble, so that will be great. We'll send this over, and pretty sure that's the island we want. And the other thing I wanted to do here, for our research, we're queuing up the beer production. Now, I don't know if we'll be able to establish that as a chain on this exact episode. We may try, but I want to bring some education to the Liberty here. Go ahead and demolish one of those buildings. No problem doing that. Let's see how the range is there. Not great. They're not very happy about that. Either way, we have a great excess in our workforce. But if we add not a sanctuary, a grammaticus, I want to take a look and see how much this impacts our island knowledge by bringing this to the Liberty here. Alright, 4.9, 200-ish knowledge. Definitely not a game changer, but better than nothing. And that, as you can see here, does give us our fourth area of coverage. We'll eventually have to place some out here, but let's not get too bogged down. The last thing I wanted to check before we head on back to Albion is, do any of our population consume sausages? It looks like they do not, so I won't end up bringing those back. But Brooches, our Eques would enjoy, and they would pay a good amount for. So just make sure everything is going okay here. Another check over on our soap island. Great. And the other thing for today is we need to complete this quest, and it looks like we just hit our total amount of fine glass. Let's make sure nobody is consuming this. I know that is bringing in some income, but I don't want us to be consuming that quite yet. So we have that. Bread is on the up, and we have an hour to go. So as soon as we build that ship, maybe we'll turn in that first and then start the trade route. And on that note, go back to Albion. And if you're enjoying this Let's Play, I'd love it if you dropped a comment, said hi. I respond to each and every comment, and I've been really enjoying everybody's kind words as I start this channel. It's been definitely enjoyable so far, and I'm excited to continue it. I got great plans for this series, and a bit of a teaser, I'm planning on maybe going back to Anno 1800. I got some fun ideas to go back and do a long Let's Play on that front. Alright, what I'm thinking here is we transfer one of these warships back to the home island. And Maybe this trade ship. Let's see, how many brooches do we have? None. All right, let's make sure we can have an excess here. If I place 2 of these, I think that may use all of our silver. All right, there's the fine white line. I think that should be all good. Now, how about the charcoal? That looks like it'll be okay as well. Very good. Now, we'll take some construction materials over to our second island here in Albion. Maybe not that much. Ship is under attack. Try not to get too distracted, but... Oh, wow. This trade route is entirely unguarded. Oh, no, it is not. Those are our ships. Alright, false alarm. I won't get too worried about that. Oh, don't worry. Alright, let's bring these tiles and some timber right over here. And why I feel like this is going to take a little bit longer to set up Amphorae is we need mercators for resin and the potter. So it's going to take a little bit of a population here. Try to be mindful of these forests, as we'll need those, and I think we can just build our main little settlement right along the waterfront here. Place these here. I guess this will also be Romanized with the Mercator, so we can go ahead and do some grid action. Paint these roads down. Guess we have no spare timber. It's a little strange, but we can blueprint these for now. No problem. All right, and then we'll need market. Let's see. Maybe we can do something a little creative on the market front. Have some nice space for ornaments here. Maybe we can actually do those while we wait for the ship. Oh, I see, it's right around the corner. No crazy need. And a bardic hearth would also be great. Let's see. All right. Glad we had our escort here. Send that back. May try to avoid building timber here. As crazy as that sounds, I want to save our forest for resin, if possible. We'll build all of these, establish our cockle picker, and I guess the reed shoes are going to be the play. We don't have a oh, we got lots of marshes. Never mind what I was saying. Okay. Let's see how much space we have for... Well, need that population. So I'm happy to do this. Double food source, a little bit risky on a second island. Maybe we don't do that. We'll just do the reed gatherer so we can get to mercators. And having the production buildings like the reed gatherer nice up close to the edges of the marsh, because they require fields, is definitely a way to go. Eel grabber can also be efficient, but making sure you're being extremely high utilization on those marsh tiles is always a good thing to do. All right, we may... Oh, we do have enough. All right, we have the reed gatherer. And if we place this near the harbor... Ooh, wow, that's actually a great spot. We'll have the warehouse coverage to supply. Can we rotate this in? No, I don't think so. That's all right. Okay, that's looking pretty good. We load up on some additional timber. Not quite yet. Oh man, I just wanted to dismiss. Again. It's all right. Guess. There we go. Ooh, a disease. It looks like health is quite poor. Let's see, what could we do about that? Medici. Some good coverage there. How about like that? If we move these here, I think I was saving this for some additional crops, but don't know if we'll be able to fit in enough fields there. So we can make this a little more efficient. Let's see. We'll definitely need some additional tiles for the Medici here. The diagonal, I think that looks good. And still the coverage is good enough. Squeeze in maybe a few more residents here. Take out that road. Add one more there. And I guess we don't need this road either. There we go. Looking good. And that gets us positive to health. Fire safety is not doing great, but we just unlocked our Vigiles. Doesn't quite bring us positive. Put down maybe one more. This counteracts a little bit what we're doing on the charcoal front with all the silver smelting. Might need to move some homes here. Yeah, let's try to do this. Maybe over here. Oh, wow, they did not like that idea. Well, we can address that, no problem. Additional workforce. Alright, that brings us nearly positive. I think with a well or two we should be in good shape. Alright. Now the market, let's do another one of these. Out this direction. See if we can add in a few more. Like so. I think I like that. All right. Now in terms of workforce, should get us much closer. Guess, wow, how many? 10 waiters there, 10 waiters here, and 5 on the Medici. So did bring us pretty negative. Oh man, all kinds of things are getting a little out of whack here. We'll start to think about being a little more organic with our neighborhoods here. So much for bringing some timber over to the second island for that Amphorae. This is why I wanted to bring that additional olive oil, just to tide us over, since I really like that. almost a cul-de-sac. Really to tide us over for setting up this second island. And I think with where the workforce is there, we are going to have to, at least temporarily, add in a woodcutter. Right, that looks pretty good. I guess as we rebuild some of our construction materials, we can go take a look at the unrest. Let's see, how are things going here? See any crazy riots? I don't think so. People are generally pretty happy here. I don't know, do you see anybody rioting in the streets? I don't. We do have a little bit of spare workforce, so we could put down an additional custodia. Let's see, trying to spy a good location. Won't be too disruptive. That's pretty easy. There we go. Alright, that makes us very positive. And we'll connect this with a road. Very good. Fire safety, a little bit low. Good coverage though. Maybe a few wells. Don't have a ton of spare workforce. Maybe that. Minus 14. Ooh, out of tile. Okay, how's this trade ship? Ooh, ship is complete. All right, let's bring in that fine glass for the Emperor. I think this is only 145. Double check there. Okay, very good. Now Diana's warehouse. Let's get this a little escort. Go the safe way. Oh, it looks like might be able to just squeeze in between these islands. All right, 43 minutes to go. Should be pretty good. How's the bread? 107. Let's get this all the way to 160 now. And we can stop buying the fine glass. Very good. Okay, we'll try to keep an eye on this. Let's see. If we do this, this should alert us when it arrives. Really great feature. I'm pretty sure this is new to Anno 117. Don't have this in 1800. So, this should keep us organized for that contract timeline. Alright, still a little bit negative. With all this additional residents, we're likely going to run low on the tier 1 resources. Tunics are okay, actually. That's a good sign. Eels, a little bit low. Cockles are okay. Alright, that's good. Better than I expected, but I guess we only added a little block there. Alright, eel grabber. Let's see about adding one more of these. I think this will be good. And then we'll just... Ooh. Wow, so close. Wow, 182. Alright, that gets us pretty good. Yeah, then we'll just have to have a new path out here into the marshland. These are all very efficient. Did take us a little negative, the workforce. Trying to decrease the density a little bit so we get into the more Celtic neighborhood. Let's see if we can squeeze this over. Bring a path in between. All right, very good. All right. that should bring us into a positive workforce. How are things over here? Starting to look okay. Shoe weaver, 100% efficiency. Cockles as well. Should be ready to upgrade. But still kind of lacking some of those building materials. What do we do? Let's finish this block. Then maybe we go and buy some materials here. Is that a possibility? Oh my gosh. Still under embargo. Alright, and it looks like, wow, that happened quite quick. 20-ish minutes to bring these resources in. Alright, and then let's pause the wine for now, since I don't think this is going to be a stable supply. Now this warship, I think we'll keep here for now. 3 is quite a lot, though. I guess two guarding would be okay. We'll drop off this concrete to the second island just to store it and then decide what we want to do with that spare ship. Now, Amphorae. Need to... Let's see, how much Amphorae do we need? Only 1 at the moment. Okay, well that's pretty doable as a goal for today. So, how many workers will we need? Or mercators? Looks like only 9. This is doable, folks. Start upgrading. Guess we can fast forward a little bit, increase our construction. Finish these. Don't love leaving blueprints for too long. With the construction of those, still okay on tunics. Cockles fully optimizing. We'd love to see that. Those even bars, green and white. Would a bardic hearth do us good over here? Ooh, I think it would. Let's see, right by the Grammaticus, does that make sense? I don't know. Yeah, we keep this. We go with the diagonal here. Now we'll keep this road straight. Gonna take advantage of the space we have available. Alright, that gets us in a very good position workforce-wise. Let's load up on this timber. Could we get one more? Make it even 10? There we go. Send that over. Drop off this concrete. And return this to the home island. Alright, now, thinking about planning out a mega Amphorae production in the future. Don't need to get too ahead of ourselves, but we'll need all these forests. Let's see about this. Oh, got a little ahead of myself there. Let's slow down a little bit. Bring this over. Maybe we'll get one more load. Yep. And then we'll establish the trade route once the Amphorae is up and running. Alright. And let's do another block. That should at least get us set up for one. That's fairly space efficient. Alright, so we need 1 mud. Ooh, maybe 2 actually. Oh, running low on wood. go ahead and speed us back up. Wait for that third timber. This is the trade-off of not going timber on your second islands. You know, having construction material is very nice. I just wanted to be a little sensitive of our workforce. All right. Do this. And then let's go ahead, plan out a charcoal burner in the middle here. That looks good. And then a potter, I think, nice and close with the warehouse. All right, looking pretty good. Let's get that next timber load. Really? Plebeian workforce. A bit surprising. Let's take a look at what Ben could be referring to. Hopefully you're okay bouncing in between provinces like this. Oh my. Wow. Ooh, probably because of that ship. Yeah. Okay, this did not alert me. Okay. No, that's only 9 Liberty. Why is your plebeian workforce so low? Oh my. The riot is out of control. Oh no. Let's see about this. Maybe we bring a full load of tile. Oh man. Things are only going to get worse. I guess I just missed that that riot down here. It's okay. Should be able to bounce back, not affecting too much of our population center. Right. Drop off this timber. Build our warehouse. Get our charcoal up. Now we should be pretty good here for that Amphorae production. Good on mud and charcoal. Good on resin. There we go. Okay, we will not supply this Amphorae, but instead bring it all back to the main island. For now. We'll definitely bolster that Amphorae eventually. Alright, very good. Alright, we're essentially all set here on kind of establishing Albion for our first Brooches. And we should have plenty to bring back. So we set a minimum stock of, let's say, 5. Don't need to really stockpile it. I guess on that note, head back to Latium. Take a look at completing this quest. How much more time? We got 25 minutes. Alright, let's get that bread returned. Tile is coming in here. End this riot. Always a little funny to have a riot when you're at a very positive island happiness. Okay, it looks like it kind of settled down on its own for the most part. Either way, we're gonna wanna add that custody. go ahead. What's this quest here? No idea. Random. Don't see any population wanting to give us a quest. Yeah, this is a weird glitch we're having here. This trade route isn't fully functional. Bit odd. I don't really think we want to deliver these sardines, to be honest. Let's think. Do we have a massive excess? Oh, we do. Okay. Well. Bring one of these escorts over. Finish that quest just to kind of clear it. And then probably think about what next we'll do here in the home island. Probably won't be cheese. Won't be garum. Those brooches will come in. That'll be really nice. Fine glass we won't be able to do because we need these minerals. Maybe. Am I already importing? Let's start to do that for now. Let's get some raw minerals. Wow, a lot of ships here. Let's get those sardines and bread. 160, I believe. Double check this. Yes. All right, turn that in. And then this ship will be ready for the Brooches delivery. Slowly but surely. All right, that still has an escort. Good. Send these sardines to Valyria. And in the meantime, maybe let's finish out this neighborhood around the bath. Add in some homes here. A little more creative of a block. Oh, I don't know if we wanted that. I guess it's a good reminder. Using paved roads here. All right. Do we need a cross? Maybe not for now. But what we will need is a market. So go ahead and place one of those down. Good coverage there. It's okay for now. Right. And don't be forgetting paved roads like so. Right, that looks pretty nice. Can we fit any homes on this side? We can. Let's see, do you reach all the way over? Or will we be able to have a gap for a road? I think so. We'll see what coverage is like here. Looks like we can't quite rotate. Could there. All right. I think that looks okay and perfect. It does have the reach. What other city services would we like to have? Always like a tavern by the river. I guess we already have one there. Yeah, we don't need one right now. About that additional grammaticus. Plan that out early. That looks pretty good. Finish that out. The block. Oh, wow. Still very unhappy here. Alright, let's see. The negativity. I think last time we checked here, we have good Custodia coverage and lots of watchtowers. I mean, look at that. We'll add another one here. Just to do a little bit of control. Let's see. What could we do? It's not going to be adding more aqueducts. And our theater is adding happiness to the whole island, no problem. If you have any suggestions at this stage, it might just be you push towards patricians. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Wow, things are going real fast. Because patricians will allow us to unlock additional buildings that should make people happier. Yeah, I'm just thinking of the goods. The wine doesn't really increase happiness much. We're providing both Amphorae and olive. We don't provide garum. Maybe that's something that we start to import here. Could do that. We're not going to be able to produce it really until we take over this island is what I'm thinking. Yeah. We'll need this island for garum production, if we even produce it there. I think we'll have such a limited space. Might not be the move. Turn in this bread. Perfect. Turn this a safe way. Alright. Our opinion has changed. We're now neutral. Thank the heavens. How long did that take? Let's take a look at what Lucia Ma wants to claim in Albion. Yeah, I'm okay with this. Alright, things look to be fairly peaceful here. Amphorae need is good. Guess we'll run down that olive oil. So, is there a difference between what nobles will pay for a resource and what mercators will? In previous Anno games, this was true. Not the case in Anno 117. A little bit simpler, easier to manage, and how this plays out on the production screen is as you upgrade populations, the previous tier of resource demand doesn't increase, and in Anno 1800 it did. So you would have artisans consume additional beer than the workers did. And this made logical sense, I guess, in the way that, well, you're consuming more because you have more money, you're a fancier folk. That could make sense, but also you were increasing density. So there was actually more residents consuming that resource. So it's a little bit of a, I guess, move away from the realism or the simulation. But it does make things a lot easier in terms of planning out your resource chains. Another nice thing about Anno 117 is when you do have ruined buildings like this that I just reconnect to the road, it repairs itself. In previous games, you would have to spend timber in order to do that. All right. Things seem to be going well. How are things here? All right, let's get that final sardine. 58. All right. Easy enough. And now this trireme will be moved onto that trade route for Brooches. All right. Do we need some change here? Looks like we could put you on escort there. You need... Oh my. 0 escort whatsoever? It's a bit shocking that survived that long. Add this ship to that escort as well. Not this one. Clicking through rather quickly here. Do that. And then I think we can go ahead and do this route. Right. Back to the home island. And get those brooches. Very good. Should we be bringing wine? We got an excess. Let's just see. How much of an excess do we have? Looks like we could bring a little bit. Let's do it. Hold up. Wrong one. Brooches, there we go. Let's just bring maybe 20. Establish that. And will it pick up some wine to start? Let's try to do that. Adjust course. Are you going to? Maybe not. Unload here. No. All right. Think all that looks good to me. Yeah. All right. Well, slowly but surely, got that under control. Riots all done here. Don't need to waste the tile on the additional rope. We're not still rioting, are we? No, we wouldn't be. All right, ransom to manage. No way. No way. All right. Now, flagship. I want another flagship. We're neutral with the Emperor. I really think we deserve to have another one. Ooh, and who'd we get here? Health area effect. Well, that's nice. Bring that back. And what do you want, good sir? A number of my associates were lost at sea. Oh. I don't know. Maybe later. Guess we only have one more spot here. Okay. And with this new neighborhood that we'll finish out by, do we have the base resources? Looks like we're going to need tunics. We're going to need everything, I think. All right. Now, over here is where we like to do a bit of our farming. Hemp looks like we could add another, actually. Sheep will need some additional. That is no problem. Let's see. What's our distance looking like here? I think that's doable. Add in that road connection. Yeah, I think that looks good. And we can put in our filter where we see a gap maybe. That's not a ton of coverage. Everything looks okay over here. Maybe not absolutely optimized, but okay. Let's do this. We'll add a little production block here. We should be able to add in this spinner. Maybe there for now. It's a little long range, not too bad. Right. Go ahead and take you off there. What is going on here? No idea. Oh no. Looks like we lost a trade ship, yeah. Okay, well maybe all of our notifications are a little off here. Turn that back on. Oh man. Okay, so we'll need another trireme. We'll put this on here for now. This is the Ava something? No? The Ave. Or Av. Alright, let's take this off. Yes, that's fine. Remove this. Put on the Ave for now. At least until we have that civilian trade ship back up and running. And we'll add this to secure that route even further. Alright, so we got tunics. We got felters for hats. We should probably add another sardine. Let's do so there. Oh, that's very far. Let's do something a little nicer. All right, that looks better. And now, let's see, we should have plenty of spare resources to increase this neighborhood even further. All right, that's what I'm thinking there. Add a little character along the river. And just trying to think ahead. We have our bath, have our theater, no problem. Sanctuary, looks like we have good coverage over there for now. Could add some sandal production over here. How are we doing on that front? Doing good. Why was that not at full production? Okay. Well, let's not buy this. We can sell one above 100. Just making sure we're not buying everything all at once. Okay. Well, things are looking pretty good right now. I think we're in a position where we can add a little bit more population and then probably think about next episode going to tier 4, going to the Patricians. So let's add in a little bit more of that neighborhood, take advantage of the resources that we have. Add maybe a placeholder here. We don't need to build this necessarily. And maybe a placeholder for a writing tablet. Wow, it would be nice to have this over here as well. Plan ahead a little bit on this side. Very good. Let's see. Be a little more artistic out here. A few rotated buildings. Let's see. Like so. Take this paved street out this direction. All right. This looks pretty good. Maybe a block like this. I like that idea of almost a cul-de-sac style we did up in Albion. We could do something like that. I think that looks great. All right. Looking pretty good. Maybe. Let's finish out with some beautification. How about over here? Take some flagstone to map this in. Take away the grass, at least in between these blocks. Along the river, maybe not the case. Well, this is okay, though. Well, let's do it on the river. That looks a lot better than I thought it would. All right, we got that new ship. We'll add you. Man, I don't like that it does that. Wish I could just add it to the route. Right, that looks good. Any spare resources that have? Throw those aboard. Alright, that should be good. More quests, okay. Alright, let's stay focused on this little beautification going on here. What might we have that's special? Definitely don't need that right there. It's a bit large. Don't know if that fits in the Eques neighborhood. Let's also make some upgrades here. Gonna need to slowly but surely increase our Eques. There we go. All right, already that's looking a lot better. Get those Liberty out of here. Let's see. Maybe I'm such a sucker for a fountain. Hate to do that every single time, but looks good. Hard to disagree. Let's do that. Some greenery as well. Never a bad thing. Alright, I think that looks okay. And maybe do some hedging. Looking for another gap here. see if we can do that. And then... doesn't look like we could fit anything in the middle here. Yeah, you know what? That's simple. I like that for now. And we'll throw a few statues over on this side by the water. Looks nice. And now that we have expanded to Albion successfully and we have trade, definitely put in some more Celtic style art. I think that looks good. And would go great with the Albionic pine. Let's see about that. Right. I think that looks quite nice. Little park there. Some sculptures. Alright, this neighborhood, definitely, just like that, gets tied together pretty nicely. Perfect. Alright, and with that, I'll catch you next time. Thanks so much for watching.